Oh, good to see everybody, and hope your day is going well. And just been enjoying the morning here, and looking at a rock I have on my desk. This is kind of a hobby of Kathy's. She'll find a rock like this, and then paint the thing. Sometimes there's a picture on it, and sometimes a scripture verse. Sometimes just a little saying to encourage someone. And then she'll leave these in random places so someone can find it, and maybe it'll give them a little smile and on their day. And that's on my desk. Anyway, this is today is going to be a great day, which it always is in this house. I can guarantee you that. But in the Bible describes God as a rock in several different places. You ever wonder about that? The one I'd like you to think about today is found in Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 4. Now, Deuteronomy 32 is toward the end of that book, and I think it was written toward the end of the life of Moses. And Moses gave this chapter to his people uh, to remember. This is a song, actually, and his intention was that as they would learn this song and as they would sing it, they'd be singing theology. They'd be singing some of the things that Moses had taught them. They'd be singing about some of their experiences that they had been through in the desert. In this particular verse, Deuteronomy 32:4 refers to God as a rock. It says, He is the rock. His work is perfect, for all His ways are judgment, a God of truth, and without iniquity, just and right is He. This is a verse that compares God to a rock as a way to describe His justice, that it doesn't change, it's rock solid. The Bible does call us to treat other people with justice, but it also promises that God is going to treat us with justice. He's the source of it. We need to understand God's justice is not getting even. It's not like a crime show where the bad guy always gets what's coming to him in the end, but it's treating people in a way that is consistent with His holy, perfect nature. Now, in this psalm, he describes God as a rock whose justice or judgment is perfect. Now, this rock, by the way, that Moses is talking about, is not a little rock that you would have on your desk, but it's a large boulder, the kind that's found in the mountains. That's the kind of rock that God is, stable, never changing. Um, God is a rock in the sense that He's a place of pleasant surprises. In Psalm 81:16, is that He should have fed them also with the finest of the wheat and with honey out of the rock. Should I have satisfied thee? Isn't that a great description of a hiker? He's hungry and he's wondering, is there anything out here that I can find some nourishment in? And surprise, he finds honey coming out of the rock. God is like that. He's constantly surprising us with His goodness and with His grace. I'm glad we have a God like that, aren't you? Sometimes the Bible describes God as a place of refuge, and it refers to Him in that sense. In Psalm 94:22 said, "The Lord is my defense, and my God is the rock of my refuge." It's a place where you can find shelter and safety. God is a place of strength and reliability. The prophet Habakkuk had described God in that way in Habakkuk 1:12. Says, "Are you not from everlasting, O Lord, my God, my Holy One? We shall not die, O Lord. You have appointed them for judgment, O rock. You marked them for correction." God's endurance and His unchangeable nature assures that there is going to be judgment on the wicked. He'll set things right one of these days. Some people say there's no justice in this world. Oh, yes, there is, because we have a God of perfect wholeness and soundness and justice. And God is complete in that sense. He's holy and without blemish. That's why in Leviticus 21:21, the law was given. This is no man that hath a blemish of the seed of Aaron, the priest shall come nigh to offer the offerings of the Lord made by fire. He has a blemish. Well, God is not being unfair in doing this. He also makes clear that even if you do have a blemish, yet you share in the priest portion of the offerings that were given there. But you see, the priest had the responsibility of representing the people before a holy God and representing the holy God before the people. And that kind of physical perfection uh, is what's required to represent God before the people and the people before God, because God is a God of completion and perfection. Our efforts are far from perfect. We're so incomplete. In my mechanical efforts, I see that all the time. And maybe some of you have that affliction that we see sometimes. When I put something together, I've taken out of this box that came from China. Uh, Somehow there always seems to be a few nuts and bolts left over, and I'm left wondering, where do these things go? And why were they in the box? You know what I mean? Some of you do, I know, because you have it. But God leaves no loose nuts and bolts. He's perfect and He's complete. And when His justice or His judgment is handed down, it results from perfect knowledge of who we are and what we have done. Our knowledge of other people and even of ourselves is incomplete, and our treatment of other people should reflect that. Don't think that you're better than anybody else, because we're all just imperfect human beings. But God's justice is perfect, even though we are not. Now, this would be a terrible truth, except for one thing: the cross of Christ, where His justice was satisfied. God's perfection condemns us. It is also what leads us to the cross and to redemption. And because of that, we can come before a holy God, justified, and wearing in perfection the righteousness, the justice of Christ Himself that's been imputed to us through simple faith in His cross. Aren't you glad for that today, that we have a God who's a rock, never changes, a God of perfection and justice that He not only demands, but He gives to people like us? Think about that, folks. I'll see you again real soon.